So as I told you, legal business. Yeah. So legal business, as I was telling you, that uh, even if you are doing illegal business, it will get taxed. There's no exemption that you are doing illegal business doesn't mean that you will not get taxed. Similarly, expenditure relating to that can be also claimed because it becomes a normal expenditure for an illegal business. Now, next comes your cases where income from certain business is taxed under the head profits and gains. This we have already seen. Rent from house property is generally taxed under house property, even though your business is that only. Your job is to carry on business. You are doing only that. You are having rental property. You are collecting rent. Your business is only that. Yet it will be taxed under house property. But there is an exception which also we have seen there. If residential house or flat let out to employee for efficient conduct of business, letting out of the house property is not the main business, then income from letting can be taxed under business income. This is what we have seen already under house property. Dividend income. Again, if you are earning dividend income, it will be taxed under other sources, not under, even though your job is to do that. Of course, there are certain exemptions that now again, there are a lot of changes in dividend we will discuss later. Winning from lotteries, always taxed under other sources. So there is no thing about it. The next important thing that we need to understand is relating to your methods of accounting. So if we look at methods of accounting, there are two ways that has been suggested. So the two ways which are there is mercantile system and cash system. So you have a choice of maintaining mercantile system and cash system. The mixed system cannot be mixed system. You cannot have party. Now again, business or profession will have the standards of this thing by the central government from time to time, accounting for disclosure and this thing. But here one more thing which is not mentioned here is very important, that ICDS will apply. ICDS is Income Computational Disclosure Standards, which is what is the standard that is being mentioned for tax standards. Earlier it came as standard, now it is computation standard. Means your books of account need not change, but you will have to do the effect of this in the computation. That's why it's called Income Computational Disclosure Standard. Now, as per 145A, what happens while computing the valuation of purchase, sales, or inventory, or as per the method of accounting regularly employed, the SC shall include all the any tax, cess, duty, or fee paid or liability incurred for the same. Here, one funny thing that we need to understand is normally purchase the cost. The input tax credit, you will take it to input tax credit separately, not coming under cost. Closing stock, when you will value based whatever is the cost only. That is what. But here they are saying no. What you need to do is purchase should be included. The tax related to that should be included. In sales, you have to include the collection, and closing stock also should include the tax element. While computing valuation of purchase, sales, or inventory as per the method generally employed, it shall include any tax, cess, duty, or fee paid or incurred. So this becomes a little difficult to calculate your normal. It goes against the normal method of accounting. That becomes a problem. So therefore, just take care that this is something which will have more important when you come to a higher level of understanding of this section. So I'm not going into too much detail on this, but just highlighting it. If there is any problem related to that, we'll see it. So just get disconnected, so you can just connect again. In just a minute, if you get disconnected for a minute, just hold back, and I will go to the next. Yeah. So I just want to explain. Normally, the entry for purchase is, what is the entry for purchase? Suppose you are purchasing a GST invoice. What is the entry for purchase? Can one of you tell me? Maria, can you tell me what is the entry for purchases? Suppose you are purchasing some goods with GST. What entry you will pass in the books? Credit purchase. Maria?
The normal journal entry?
Yes, journal entry.
Purchase asset of purchases account debit
Purchase
to
account debit. Suppose the
bank.
your 1 lakh is the purchase, 10,000 is GST. What entry will pass? 1 lakh 10 is the invoice. This is the GST. This is the purchase value. Venus, can you tell me? Guess, what is the guess? Basically, we should debit
Purchases
1 lakh 10 here, or we will debit only 1 lakh. So we debit
1
1
lakh.
lakh or 1 lakh 10?
1 lakh.
1 lakh only, because the input tax, the other one is the input tax, we will be claiming it like it's like an advance tax we have paid to somebody else, to the supplier, 10,000, to supplier account, creditor account, 1 lakh 10. So therefore, in purchase account, if you look at it, normally in our normal accounting, we will take only 1 lakh. But see what they are saying. Purchase and even sales. Suppose sales, what entry will pass? If it is sales, we are selling, say, this item at, say, sales, we are selling it at, say, just an approximate figure. We are saying 1 lakh 20, we are selling it as sales. And 12,000 is the tax. Therefore, what entry will pass? Sales, debtors account debit, 1 lakh 20, to sales, 1 lakh 1 lakh 32, 1 lakh 20 to output is 12,000. This is the entry we pass. So that means what is happening is that debtors, so sales is also recorded at the sales value, not with tax. So sales will be here 1 lakh 20,000, right? 1 lakh 20,000. Never be recorded with the taxes. But here what they are saying, that please add in your purchase, sales and closing inventory the tax element. So it is totally different from the way we do it. But that's the way the law is. I'll tell you what. So that means these are live situations what we are handling, mind you. We still continue to record in the books like this. Fortunately, the department has never tried to look at this much. At least at the lower level. At a higher level, they will be pressurizing, and somebody who's a very intelligent officer may be asking you why you're not recording like this. But as of now, we are still because it will be totally difficult to again prepare something differently. But ICDS, definitely ICDS. Under ICDS, you got valuation of inventory. That ICDS definitely tells you to do like this. Therefore, the officer may say that your closing stock, you have not taken the tax. Therefore, suppose you're taking it as stock as, say, 15,000. We will be doing as cost only, like the way we normally do. But he said, no, the tax element is 5,000. Therefore, you have to add it, and you have to take 20,000 as your closing stock. Therefore, you have to pay 5,000 more here as tax. That situation has not arisen. Maybe in future it will come. We are always scared about it. At the moment, they don't look at these details. They just leave it as it is. And in our qualification also, somehow we try to put these things. Okay, just take care. You think about it. If you don't understand, again ask me. So let me move forward. Expenses on which specific deductions are there. As I told you, specific deductions. 30 to 35. What is it? Rent, rates and taxes. The expenses on premises used for business purpose, where the premises have been taken on rent. Venus, can you read it?
Yes, sir.
Where
The
the
following
premises,
deductions are where the premises have been taken on rent. Rent paid for such premises expenses such as repairs not in the nature of capital expenditure, land
very
revenue.
important that should not be capital in nature. Expenses on repair should not be capital in nature. Then land revenue, next.
Local taxes, municipal taxes or insurance premium if borne by the assessee.
Borne by the assessee.
However, these payments are subject to 43B.
43B will come to that. Basically nothing but it should have been paid. Otherwise you will not get the deduction. Next.
where the assessee occupies the premises otherwise than a tenant. Any amount paid by way of current repairs to the premises, not in the nature of capital expenditure. Any sum paid on account of land revenue, local taxes, or municipal taxes subject to 43B. Any insurance premium paid in respect of insurance against risk of damage or destruction of premises.
So therefore, this first one is you are doing business, but not in your own property. Therefore, you are as a tenant, you are staying and you are spending all these expenditures. Maybe rent that you pay, maybe land revenue, local taxes. Though it is owner has to pay, but you are paying it because you are staying it. Then you will get deduction. This is you are the business person and you are paying it as your own. You are residing in your own place. Then even though if you remember under business there is no rent, there is no taxability on this as it's your own property and you're using it for your own purpose, but these expenditures you will anyway incur, so you cannot claim under house property because there is no income there. So those expenditure you can claim under business. When we do problem you'll understand all this thing, but again land revenue taxes will be subject to section 43. That means actual payment before the due date of filing the return. Next, read. Maria, read the next one.
Repairs and insurance on machinery, plant, and furniture. In respect of the above, used for purpose of business, the following deductions are allowable. Amount paid on account of current repairs but does not include capital expenditure. Insurance paid in respect of risk of damage or risk of destruction of plant and machinery or furniture.
Therefore, you have to
No.
understand that it should not be for capital expenditure. But there are certain decisions which have given a different perspective. Maybe something which seems to be capital is also allowed. For example, what these are the examples? Please read it.
Note, heavy expenditure incurred for replacement of a part of a ship without creating any asset was deductible expenditure.
It
Then
seems that it's a
expenses
capital
incurred,
expenditure, but still it is allowed as expenditure, normal expenditure. Next.
expenses incurred by transport operator on replacement of petrol engine by diesel engine in his vehicle is allowable.
So see, this is again, it's a large expenditure, but it was allowed as expenditure, normal current expenditure. Next.
Current repairs means expenditure on buildings, machinery, plant, and furniture, which is not for the purpose of renewal or restoration, but which is only for the purpose of preserving or maintaining an already existing asset, and which does not bring in a new asset into existence or does not give to the assessee a new or different advantage.
Therefore, if a current expenditure is a large amount and which is giving more benefit to the assessee, to the existing asset, or it brings a new asset, then it cannot be shown as the repairs. This is not current expenditure repairs, it will be capital repairs. It will be has to be capitalized. So you cannot claim repairs under that. You'll have to capitalize it and claim depreciation under it. Which is what brings us to the next important topic, which is depreciation. If you want to understand depreciation, the first thing that you need to do is to forget about depreciation that you understood in your accounts. Will you do it? If you want to understand depreciation and income tax, you have to first forget the depreciation that you have learned under for the purpose of accounts. Can you do it? Please do it. Otherwise, you will thoroughly get confused. Okay. So what are the conditions first? Number one condition is the asset must be owned by the assessee wholly or partly. It should be used for the purpose of business or profession. It will be used during the previous year. These three conditions are the number one important thing. Without that, you cannot claim depreciation. It should be owned by the assessee wholly or partly. It should be used for the business and it should be used during the previous year. Once that is there, then you have to understand the concept of block of assets. Block of assets means the assets have been grouped under the following blocks. Tangible assets being building, machinery, plant and furniture. Intangible assets like know-how, patents, etc., trade license, etc., another group. Accordingly, the tangible assets have been grouped under this head. Building one block, block one. No, not block. Building is one, and plant and machinery is one, furniture one, this one. But under this, there are different blocks. As of now, there are, I'll tell you how many blocks are there. Please read your material for the blocks, otherwise you will not understand it. I'll just tell you what are the blocks. Please give me a minute. So under building, you've got 5% block, comma, 10% block, and another 40% block. What are these blocks in your material? Please look at it. Okay. Furniture is very simple. It is 10%, only one block. Intangible is only one block, 25%. In machinery, you've got 20%, 30%, 40%, 45%, and 25%. These many blocks are there. Apart from, if something is not falling under these blocks, then it will be 15%, plus car is also, motor car is also 15%. So if you look at the number of blocks, 3, then in plant and machinery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Furniture 1, here 1. So what is the number of total blocks? Can you compute and tell me? Sorry, here I made a mistake. This is not another block. This 25 is not there. So only 20, 30, 40, and 45. Plus 15. Therefore, there are 5 blocks. So total, how many blocks are there? Total, how many blocks? How many blocks? Tell me. 3 here, building, plant and machinery 5, furniture 1, intangible 1. How many?
10.
10 blocks. Just remember that. So under building 5, 10, 40, plant and machinery 20, 30, 40, 45. Something that doesn't fall here is 15, plus motor car is also 15. Furniture 10, intangible 25. This is how you have to remember. Is it clear? Please write it down in your notebook, in your this thing. 5, 10, and read the material for the blocks. In your material, please read it. Don't worry about these items. Don't worry about it. This one is basically for normal residential property. This one is for commercial property. This one is for temporary property, temporary accommodations. 20, 30, 40 are different rates, but you need to understand mainly 50. This computers are all coming under. Computers are coming under this. This is computer, which you need to remember. Because earlier more they have reduced it. Computers are 40%. Yeah, tell me. And 15% is what is not falling under this. Car. So depreciation we will cover in the next class because there's some more thing I just given an intro.